Hi Capricorn, this is your tarot reading for love and relationships. Shuffling the cards. I'm cutting them shortly in just a few more seconds. Okay, your first card is an Eight of Pentacles. I have a Five of Wands. I have a Five of Pentacles reversed. The Hermit's in reverse. Two of Pentacles. Justice. I have a Ten of Swords. I have Strength. This has been showing up in at least 3 other readings this month. The Moon in reverse. You have 4 major arcana cards. I'll pull the outcome card, of course, after the main reading. It's almost as if... Okay, there are some pretty somber, depressing cards in here. The energy that they make together, I should clarify what I just said. There are some cards that together are giving me a very somber, depressing picture of where you are right now in your relationships and your love life. You have, first off, you have 2 5s here. And 5 is the number of conflict and obstacles. And you even have this 5 of Pentacles reversed. Now this is considered the poverty card. Financially, it's about being stressed. But it's also a card of being isolated, feeling excluded, shut out. A very lonely card. Then you have the Hermit, which is reversed. And the Hermit is kind of sort of an echo of this loneliness and isolation. When it's upright, the Hermit is a good thing. Sometimes it's good to be alone, take a break, contemplate things before you make your next move. It's about gaining wisdom in your journey and just being able to stand alone and look within, just to not react to everything going around you. Connect with your personal power. But this, when it's reversed, sort of says the same thing that the 5 of Pentacles does, only in a more stronger way, that you are feeling really left alone and helpless and abandoned. And that's in your present energy. So, you know, this is in your past influences. Then it gets really intense here with the Hermit in reverse. And then you have this Ten of Swords, which is also about being betrayed and stabbed in the back and being blindsided. And the interesting thing is that you have the Moon in reverse. So I want to talk about that as well. This is about not just being betrayed or stabbed in the back, but it's also you didn't see it coming, and maybe you should have. And so when you get these, note how similar these two are. they're both seeking knowledge and wisdom. The thing is, the Hermit is looking for knowledge. He doesn't know everything yet, but he's looking within. This goddess, this witch here, she's holding up light too because she needs to see. But the thing about the moon is that your intuition and gut is telling you something and you need to listen. Okay? The Hermit is still trying to figure out through introspection what that message may be and to figure things out. But the moon is like, listen, there is danger ahead. You should know it's coming. And it's like throwing up warning signals. You know, like the Titanic heading for that iceberg. Iceberg ahead, please pay attention. So if you don't listen to that intuition, you will hit that iceberg. And so a number of things with this Five of Pentacles and the Hermit reverse, the Moon reverse, and this Ten of Swords is there. I feel, Capricorn, that there are things that are building up for a big blow to you that you really need to pay attention to. And I feel like some of you are with partners who are not necessarily, and this might not be true for everyone, but I feel like some of you might be with partners who are really emotionally distant from you and are not really participating in the relationship because you do have that Two of Cups here in the middle. And that Two of Cups in a relationship reading, for me, it's about not being able to commit. You do have that infinity symbol. He's juggling, 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 trying to use personal power to keep those two pentacles in the air, but his back is turned towards the water, and he's too distracted to focus on the relationship. And maybe some of you are in a situation where it's between you and another person. You're dating someone casually, but they're also seeing their ex-boyfriend or girlfriend. But I feel like what this is telling me so far is that some of you Capricorns might be too isolated, too alone. You're not thinking clearly. And, you know, especially with the moon in reverse, this could also mean a little bit of denial, that you don't want to see or accept what's going on. You've got strength and justice here. Now, these are cards that are kind of lifting up the Hermit and the Moon, these dark, somber cards, looking for answers, looking for an explanation. But justice is about fairness, okay? It's about doing the right thing. And it can also be about legal issues. Some of you might have relationships that are involve a divorce or a separation. So when I see the Justice card, I feel like you are being put in an unfair situation in this relationship, that you're being taken advantage of. And this Justice card is coming along as if to say, as if it represents you looking for fairness and looking for someone to really choose you and stop playing around. And then, of course, you have strength, and she also has that infinity symbol. So we have this psychic magical power working in this situation. This is being used for balance and harmony and trying to keep things stable. And this goddess, she's using the infinity symbol, represents her using her inner power to conquer her fears, to tame the lion. And so I feel like Capricorn, especially with all of these pentacles, you're juggling, juggling, juggling. You're bearing the brunt of this relationship that's kind of getting a little toxic and a little dysfunctional. It's isolating you, not just necessarily from your friends and other people, but I feel like this situation in the relationship is sort of taking you out of your element here. And you do have this Eight of Pentacles here. which is about getting to work and making progress. And I feel like you're really behind the whole relationship, putting your work into it, giving it some elbow grease, so to speak. But I feel like with this Five of Wands, tons of conflict here, especially if this person is a fire sign. Um, just conflict, arguments, someone in a more negative scenario. I kind of see someone even being emotionally abusive here. So this relationship with the energy of this Five of Wands, I feel like it's pulling some of you out of your element here with the Five of Wands reverse and the Hermit reverse. And then in the center, you have that Two of Pentacles, juggling, trying to keep things fair and balanced here. You're always doing the right thing, and you're trying to make up for what the other person is not giving. And this could obviously be happening in different ways because there's so many of you Capricorns. But I do feel in general, some of you are picking up the slack for a relationship for someone who's too lazy to commit. And you're giving more than you're receiving. That can definitely apply here from what I'm seeing with this Five of Pentacles. So when we get here to the future, you still have strength. You know, Capricorn, you're earth signs, you're stable and you're grounded. But you need to be careful of what it is that you're giving your all for and what it is you're supporting, because this person, I think what the Oracle is doing, it's almost like they're putting up a big sign and holding it in front of you that this person or this situation is not trustworthy, that someone is going to blindside you, and you need to pay attention to that. Now I'm pulling an outcome card. Okay. The outcome card is a Wheel of the Year. And you know what I say to that? Thank goodness. Because the Wheel of the Year is about changes in natural cycles. Look at all these pentacles here. The Wheel of the Year is about things, the natural changes in life. Things die, people die, people are born, out with the old, in with the new. And there's nothing wrong with those changes. You shouldn't try to fight them. You shouldn't try to keep things the same. There's nothing you can do about that. It's all a part of life. And so I feel as if this Wheel of the Year, and it's associated with the planet Jupiter, actually. And I think Capricorn is also associated with Jupiter, but this is coming to your rescue here. Because I feel like people who are not meant to be in your life, eventually they'll leave. I feel that you're going to, for some of you Capricorns, you'll be abandoned enough to where you're saying, you know, I want to move on. I'm not going to stay stuck anymore. I'm moving forward. I'm going to accept what is, which is what this is all about. And I'm going to move forward with that. And this is also the Wheel of the Year, the principle of the Wheel of the Year, and it's also called the Wheel of Fortune in the Rider-Waite Tarot. What comes around goes around. That certainly is true. It looks like the karmic wheel. It looks like, you know, that karma, you know how the moon is eclipsed in karma, that's circular. It's the same principle, but it's also about a change in luck. One interpretation of the Wheel of Fortune is, you know, you might go through a bad period of luck, but eventually things will go back up. What goes up must come down and vice versa. So you're going to have a change in luck, but more importantly for you, Capricorn, I feel that you're going to get a move on and accept what is in the relationship. And you're going to, eventually your energy is going to come to you from the Strength card and the Justice card. and you're going to stop juggling and making do, and you're going to move on. One way or the other, with or without this person. Okay? So this was a very important reading, I feel. I hope some of you can see what I was pulling from it. But I also want to thank, as I come to the end of this reading, thanks to everybody who has become a sponsor of my Patreon page. And people who are sponsors, they get this reading 2 weeks early. Okay, this was, I posted these readings on July 8th, so a week after July reading. So if you become a sponsor, you can be a sponsor for $1 a month. You can also just make a donation, a one-time donation. Lots of fun stuff on the way if you decide to become a sponsor. For $1 a month, you know, tarot readings, you get the early YouTube readings, all of that. So please consider supporting my work. I hope you're having a wonderful summer. I will definitely see you next month. And as always, I wish you love and light.